Hi friends, my name is Achut and I'm from Vizag. So today in this class, we will try to solve another Java problem, right? So let's not waste the time. Let's get into the class. So as you can see, I have written the problem statement, right? So now I'll just read this problem statement. So the problem statement is write a Java program to find the maximum sum of any continuous subarray within a given array of integers, right? So in the previous video, we have solved the same subarray problem, right? So in that, we have to find the subarray whose sum is 0, right? We have to find subarray whose sum is 0, right? If you find any sum is equal to 0, then you have to print true, or otherwise you have to print false, right? So in the previous class, we had discussed that problem, right? So in this problem, we have to find the maximum sum, right? We need to find the maximum sum, right? The same problem, but we have to find the maximum sum. That's it, right? I hope you understand, right? We have taken non-value 4 and I have given 4 values, which is 1, -2, 3 and 4, right? So now I'll just write the code. First of all, you have to write import java.util.star, right? So here you have to write public static void main string args, right? Here you have to open the scanner class. Scanner sc is equal to new scanner system dot in, right? So here you have to write int n is equal to sc dot next end, right? So after that you have to write an array arr is equal to new int of size n, right? And you have to open the for loop with int I is equal to 0, I less than n, and I plus plus, right? So here you have to give the inputs for the array, right? So c dot next int, right? So we have given n and we have given for loop to read the array elements, right? So after that you have to write the for loop, right? You have to write for loop which starts from int I is equal to 0, I less than n, and I plus plus, right? So after that you have to write another for loop with int j is equal to I, right? J less than n and j plus plus, right? So the same problem, right? So whatever I have explained in the previous class, the same code I'm writing, that's it, right? So here you have to write int sum is equal to 0, right? Int sum is equal to 0, and here you have to write another for loop, right? Int k is equal to I and int k is equal to I, k less than or equal to, right? K less than or equal to j and k plus plus, right? Or you can write k less than z, right? So here you have to write sum plus equal to k, right? So each time you have to add it, or you can write like this also, sum is equal to sum plus k, right? So this is the problem which we had solved in the previous class, right? So first we have to write int sum is equal to 0, right? So each time you have to sum the subarray, right? This is the loop which is responsible for the individual subarray, right? So in the previous class, like in the previous video, we have written here if sum is equal to 0, right? If sum is equal to 0, we have to return true, right? We have to return true, or otherwise you have to return false, right? So in the previous class. So now in this problem statement, what he is asking, right? So what is asking? So you have to print the maximum sum of the continuous subarray, right? So for that, so you have to write, like you have to take another variable called max sum, right? You have to take max sum, right? So initially I will take 0 as the value, right? Initially I will take 0 as the value, right? So this is the for loop which is responsible for the subarray, right? Like after getting the each subarray, I have to sum it, right? Right? I hope you understand, right? This is the for loop which is responsible for the each subarray, right? So each subarray I am just adding into the sum variable, right? So here you have to write, right? So here you have to write max sum is equal to, right? So I will write like here I have to use math dot max, right? Math dot max, right? I'm using math dot max inbuilt function, right? So here I will pass max sum, comma, and sum, right? I hope you understand, right? So I have taken this max sum variable, right? And I'm using this inbuilt function called math.max, right? So here I have to check, right? So initially I'm having the max sum is 0, right? And so each subarray is added into this sum variable, right? And I'm adding this sum variable also, right? So for initially max sum is 0 and sum variable will get some value, right? And it will compare these two variables, right? This math.max will compare these two variables, max sum and the sum, right? So in between two variables, so which is having maximum number, right? So which is having maximum number, that value will be inserted into this max sum, right? I hope you understand, right? So for example, first time like maximum is equal to 0, first time, right? Our maximum is equal to 0, right? And the at first time we'll get the one subarray, right? At the first time we'll get the one subarray, right? That subarray will be stored in this sum variable, right? After perform this loop, right? So then you'll get some number in the sum variable, right? So then it will compare maximum and the sum. So initially maximum is equal to 0, right? And sum will be having some value, right? So it will compare both the variables. So which is having the maximum number? For example, maximum is equal to 0 and sum is equal to 1. So it is 0 and 1. So sum is the maximum value, right? So that value will be inserted into this maximum, right? That value will be inserted into this maximum. Now the maximum will be 1, right? So again, this loop will be iterated and you will get another subarray, right? And you will get another sum, right? So again, you will check. So now max sum is 1 and another sum is, for example, 2, right? And it will again check, like it will again compare. So max sum is 1 and sum is 2, right? Again, sum is larger, right? Then that largest value will be inserted in this maximum variable again, right? Then the maximum will be updated to 2, right? So in this way, this loop will be iterated, right? It will iterate all the subarrays. It will iterate all the subarrays, right? So whenever you find the maximum subarray, right? So whenever you find the maximum subarray, then that value will be stored into this maximum, right? So finally, after completing all subarrays, then you have to come out of this all the loops and you have to print this maximum value, right? I hope you understand, right? So this math.max will check the highest value in between two variables. So which is having the highest value, that value will be inserted into this maximum, right? I hope you understand, right? So the same code which I had explained in the previous class, that same code only I have written it here, right? I hope you understand, right? The small changes, I have included this maximum variable, right? And I'm comparing this maximum and the sum, right? So which is having the maximum, that value will be inserted into this maximum variable, right? I hope you understand, right? And finally, after checking all the subarrays, then you will get the maximum sum, and that sum will be stored into this maximum variable. And finally, I have print this maximum variable, right? I hope you understand, right? So now I'll just run this program, right? So I have a, right, I have a, like the program is executed successfully, right? So first I will give n value is 4, right? And I will give the first array value is 1 and minus 2 and 3 and 4, right? So when you click on enter, then you'll get the maximum value, right? So 3 is the maximum sum which we can get this, like which we can get from this subarrays in this array, right? I hope you understand, right? So in this way, you can get the maximum sum of any continuous subarray, right? I hope you understand this problem statement. And if you have any doubts in this class, just please comment in the chat and I will definitely help you out. And if you think this video is helpful for you, then please like the video and please share this video to your friends and family members so that they can be benefited from this video. And please do subscribe to my channel and please ring the bell icon, then only get the notification whenever I upload videos in the YouTube, or otherwise you'll not get the notification. Thank you friends. Jai Hind.